Welcome back to Legal Briefs. We just have a few more minutes here to continue our discussion about medical marijuana use. Let's go back to the phone. Stephanie in Mississauga. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Hello. Good evening there. Excellent show as always. Really great show, Lorne. Thank you very much. I just have two brief comments to make. I never used to care about this issue much, but more and more over the years, I'm not a smoker or anything, but I remember a few years ago when I was in the hospital just for day surgery, basically for my bladder and kidneys, how they were pushing the morphine on me, and you know, I have a high threshold, and I refused from the nurse. I almost had a fight with the nurse. I refused to take the morphine because, to me, it's much more dangerous than marijuana. It's derivative from Demerol and heroin, and I just had the antibiotics, and I just stuck to the Tylenol. And to me, that's very contradictory and hypocritical, the amount of dangerous drugs you can find in any hospital. The second point I want to make, no one's mentioned, is with this particular federal conservative government right now, why are they taking, you know, this is what bothers me, they're taking a laissez-faire attitude towards sort of the gun registry and all the illegal guns coming in. I'm not suggesting they're not doing anything, and yet, to me, this is much more powerful, this is much more dangerous issue, you know, what guns kill, you know, what we should be really focusing on. If this young man needs, if marijuana gets him through the day, it's not going to bother me or disturb me at night. I mean, God bless him. I mean, if he needs his marijuana to make it less painful, then I'm all for it. This bothers me because it seems very hypocritical, and it's I know Alan, forgive me, I know Alan's pursuing another case. This reminds me almost of decriminalized prostitution, which I think should be, because, you know, the police should go after the
that's a whole other show, Stephanie. We're going to have, that's a whole other show. So
but it's contradictory and hypocritical.
Thank you very much for your call.
If I could jump on that for a second. Like I said earlier, I went through the whole rigmarole with all the different medications. And it was through going through all the surgeries and having those medications that I found out I was allergic to two of the medications after the surgeries, waking up with a bubbled up face, barely able to see. And at the same time, over the years of taking those medications, I've now got another condition that was directly because of all these medications that I've taken.
Right. But are you addicted to marijuana?
No.
Could you give it up any time? Except from the pain point of view?
If I needed to, I could.
No evidence that marijuana is addictive in the technical sense of the word.
Not like a cigarette.
A lot of people develop dependencies, like
drug dependency.
Exactly, but addiction, no, it doesn't have the same sort of effect on your physiology that gives you that physical compulsion.
Right. All right, thank you for your call. And did you want to make another point?
I also wanted to say something in regards to the fact that that they're not paying as much attention, or I can't say that they're not attending to the more serious crimes as much as they should be.
Right.
I also want to note that during this time of the raid, there was a triple homicide murder-suicide that was going on at the exact same time. So, you know, there are more serious crimes that they can.
Yeah, but there's always more serious crimes.
Where do you want your police?
No, but
at the cafe or the scene of the murder?
But you know what? Sorry, that argument. You know, shoplifting is a crime. You know, you want to just let people go in and out of stores and take
But you have limited resources. You have to make priorities, and we're not doing that here in this country.
Marc Emery, I know we're going to have to let you go in a moment. Can you just tell us, so we can keep an eye on this, when is the date that your case is coming before the court in BC? Are you still there, Marc? I guess we don't have Marc on the phone. Sorry, we'll try and get him back. Let's go to Burlington. Allison in Burlington, go ahead.
Hi, Lorne. Hi, gentlemen.
Hi, Allison.
Thank you again for bringing this to the attention of the public, Lorne. We really appreciate it that you're exposing the police for what they are truly in this issue. I just wanted to say that many of you know I'm a retired law enforcement officer, and I speak for an organization called LEAP, Law Enforcement Against Prohibition. I'm also one of the first medical marijuana patients in the country for the indications of chronic progressive multiple sclerosis and the world's most excruciating pain in my face called tic-douloureux. To answer Gwen briefly, I, like Marko, was on over 32 pills a day and many thousands of milligrams of morphine and found no relief with those as I do with cannabis. I get tremendous relief with cannabis. But that being said, I feel that the answer to this issue is long overdue. We need to legalize and regulate not just cannabis, Lorne, but all drugs. Get them off of the streets, away from our children, away from the criminal element, and into the hands of those who can research it and find that people like Gwen happy that the research is being done and not bringing up fabricated, old, and bad research, poorly done research, and bringing
Well,
that
she's
to
not
the
saying
public's
it's poorly
attention.
done. She's saying that you don't have the up-to-date research. She's going by
Lauren, I
the latest research.
I have a website called the Medical Marijuana Mission. I've had over 14 million visits to it from all over the world, and I keep everybody informed in the issue of marijuana as I go. So whatever's new out there in the issue of cannabis, people will know because it's on our
All right.
website. So
Alice-
they can go there
Allison,
at
sorry,
www.themarijuanamission.com,
Okay.
Lauren,
Allison,
and they can
sorry.
find anything they need.
Thank you for calling. We've run out of time. I got to go. Everybody, I'm sorry that we've run out of time. Marco, Alan, what's
Thank
the
you.
next step? Your client, very quickly, he'll have a court
He'll
date.
have a court date
coming up.
beginning in January.
And we won't,
preliminary.
this won't see the light of day in a court
No,
for quite
no.
some time. So,
And sorry if I almost destroyed your
no,
site.
no, that's
but
okay.
intact.
It's okay. And Marco, thank you very much for joining.
you very
Well,
much.
of course, we'll keep an eye on your case and your
Yep.
human rights case. Gwen LanDOLT, thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate you being part of the debate and bringing the other side to the issue. And obviously, and Marc Emery, I guess we lost you out in BC, and of course, we're going to keep an eye on your case as well and see what happens to Marc is in case if he does get ordered extradited to the United States. And that is it for this edition of Legal Briefs. It's simulcast on CP24 nationally on Court TV Canada. Again, thank you to all my guests tonight, and thank you all for joining me. Sorry we couldn't get to all your calls. We, of course, will get back to this issue many times in the future. I'll see you again next week on Legal Briefs. Good night, everyone.